This is LaSalle Legends. And look at this play. Philly special! Why not? Philly! Here's Waller. Waller goes behind his back. LaSalle with two. At the horn. Hits it! Ball game.
Unbelievable!
Shot from an off angle, they score! Daniel Sambuco with 28 seconds left. 4-3, and then LaSalle with 28 seconds left. They get one more! They score again! And they lead 5-4. Here's Kiska on the drive. Timby, an open three. Good! Jake Timby does it again! Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of LaSalle Legends, where we sit down with some of the greatest teams in LaSalle college high school history and relive their finest hour. And tonight, it is a special group of guys alongside. It's the 2008 state champion LaSalle hockey team, led by head coach Wally Muehlbrunner and a whole bunch of guys from that great team. Wally, thanks so much for being here. This is going to be a great evening going through and watching a tremendous hockey game, such a great performance from your guys. What stands out in particular about this team, that game, and the season as a whole?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, Bob, thanks very much for putting this together. I think it's a great idea. And I think as far as the team goes here, I think Zoldi was probably the one that spearheaded trying to get everybody together, and what a great job he did. I think as of this moment, we're only missing one player, which is pretty remarkable. So it's great to see all these guys together to relive what I'm sure is a very proud moment of their hockey career and certainly their high school experience at LaSalle. Things that jump out at me about this team are, number one, it's no secret the bond that they shared. And, you know, we look here and we see all but one player is present. I think that really points to the chemistry that this team had. These guys not only were, you know, we're loaded with a lot of really skilled hockey players, but we were also loaded with guys that hated to lose. They competed extremely hard. And they loved playing hard together and pushing each other. I mean, I Bud and I, you know, Bud's on the call tonight. Suto, when I see him, we talk about the 08 team an awful lot just because of how much fun it was to be with these guys, to coach them, or just have a practice where you know that they're going to show up and they're going to work hard and push one another, and they're going to have a great time busting each other's chops, going at one another, trying to see who can score on Pine and Gabe, and getting Gabe fired up at the end of practices and breakaway drills. I mean, there's so many great memories that I have watching Tyson and Pascal getting fights in practice. There's some classic stuff there. But they're the things that really, I think, help bring these guys together. And when we played, we showed up and we played every night. And it's clearly the best season LaSalle hockey's ever had. Our regular season, we were 26-1-2. Against some pretty good teams along the way. And then, you know, winning the Flyers Cup against Holy Ghost, and then heading out west, and, you know, we'll watch what we did out there. But as one of everybody is firing on all pistons out there. So I'm really proud of these guys. What a great group of guys, good character group, and it's great to see all of them tonight. Coach Bud?
Thanks. Yeah, thanks for the thoughts there. I appreciate it. Coach Bud, welcome to you as well. What stands out to you about this one?
Well, it was a great team. You didn't have to push them. They were always ready to go. And like Wally said, they were always busting on each other. They worked hard, and it was fun to watch. So, I mean, it was a great year, and it's the best team I think I was around. So I'm happy that you guys let me be there. All right.
Well, let's get introduced then to the best team that both of these coaches have seen. Quite an honor here, guys. Welcome, and let's run through the roster.
Thanks, Bob. Nick Cruz here. I wore number 9, and 2008 I was a freshman.
Number 10, Terrence Wong. The year we won, I was a sophomore.
Number 6, Tommy Krulikowski. I was a defenseman, and I was a junior, 2008.
Number 24, my name's Mark Schnoop. I was a center and graduated in 2010.
This is Gabe Antoni. I was a goalie at ward number 30. And it's great to see everybody tonight.
Yeah, thanks again for having us, Bob. Kyle Zoldi, number 7, was a senior for that state championship season. Pleasure seeing everybody, boys.
Yeah, Ross Denzi, we're number 16, class of 09, same as Bob.
Number 11, Adam Schmidt. I was a junior the year we won. Great seeing everybody again. Miss you guys. Excited to be here. Thanks, Bob.
Number 19, Alex Pascal. I was a junior in 2008. And, yeah, this is awesome. Thanks, guys, for doing this.
Kevin Siebert. I wore number 12. I was class of 09, so junior that year we won. And I played on the infamous 3rd unit, which I guess we'll talk about later.
Number 14, Pat Gallagher. I was a junior defenseman.
Can't see myself.
Number 2, Connor Varley. I was a sophomore in 2008.
Number 3, Mike Schaeffer. I was a defenseman and a junior at the time.
Matt O'Brien, OB. I was number 22, was a junior as well, and was a member of that 3rd unit as well.
Dan Pine, goaltender, number 35. Bob, thanks for doing this. Boys, good to see everyone's beautiful faces. I was a senior in 08.
Adam Burkle, I was a senior. I was also a forward. Great to see everybody. You guys are all very good looking. Classic Tice.
Me?
Go ahead, Schmitty.
Make sure my
Take it away.
computer's working. Ryan Tyson, number 17. Great to see a bunch of these guys. Haven't seen most of them in a while. Looking forward to watching this game. I don't think I've seen it since we played it, so it should be pretty cool.
Great hat.
Thank you.
I'm the last one, TJ Lasig, number 8. Was a defenseman and a senior. Looking forward to watching the film here, boys.
Well, I'm looking forward to watching it with all you guys as well. Thanks for the intros. And without further ado, we'll take the LaSalle community right to puck drop. It was the state championship game as you took on an undefeated Pine-Richland team, and a team that, well, at least a lot of the folks in the western part of the state saw as one of their best teams in many years. And there was an expectation, and you'll hear it at times from the play-by-play announcer, that this Pine-Richland team was as good as he had seen. Something different would occur on that particular evening. So we'll go to puck drop now on LaSalle Legends, the story of the 2008 LaSalle State Championship hockey team.
Should have had Siebert do the countdown.
For the Rocket.
Yeah, he knows how to do it.
He does a lot of those these days.
He's the countdown guy, isn't he?
Yeah, it's my job.
Where are you working, Kevin?
I'm at SpaceX.
Not a big deal.
An okay place to work.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
I think you're a little smarter than I am.
Daltao's finest.
Someone had to bring the GPA on the team up.
I wasn't carrying that load.
You guys remember the step it took to get down into this rink?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah. Like a 3-foot drop.
I think we wanted to know why no one told us what we were supposed to do here.
Well, I'm having some technical difficulties here.
Call Tyson, coach. He'll help you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really, really confused right now.
Yeah, we look lost.
Tommy looks good.
Yeah, Bob, I think one story with all the buzz cuts, we had a team dinner, pasta party probably, before Flyers Cup fellas, and everybody, or a lot of guys, including Varley with those luscious locks right now, shaved their heads at the dinner heading into Flyers Cup. So that's why you'll see a lot of the short hair there.
My parents literally didn't recognize me when I walked in the house.
Your mom wasn't happy about that, Varley, if I remember.
So pissed. But I'm never doing that again.
You went with that look for a while, though.
I did, yeah.
Buzz cut?
I had it, I think, until I went my second year of juniors, so 3-4 years.
Goldie still got it going on.
Low maintenance.
Not by choice, Bert. What was it, Brandon and George Schad on this team?
Yeah.
I just remember everybody was talking about the two of them. I was like, there's no way these guys can beat all of us. Like, there's no way.
What was Brandon, a freshman or sophomore, and older brother was a senior? Is that what it was?
Brandon was a freshman, pretty sure. I don't know what he was.
Yeah.
Burke, I think they had your buddy on the team too, right?
Who?
Loney. Tyler.
Oh, yeah. Ty
Pretty good
Loney.
player.
Yeah.
Where'd he play?
Denver.
Played at Denver. He played with me in the
Youngstown. I
Adirondack.
played with him in Youngstown, and then he went on to play in Denver, and I think he played in Wheeling for a bit.
He's
overseas now. He's in Europe.
Wow.
He didn't look that, to me, he didn't really stand out much in that. Yeah, I watched the video last night a little bit. He didn't stand out that much. I mean,
Who,
Sod,
Loney?
yeah, the younger Sod stood out, I think, at times. But
Yeah.
He doesn't have a PA state ring,
Oh,
though.
nice pass there, Berkey.
Yeah,
I didn't know you passed.
There's one. Never saw a shot he didn't like.
Somebody get my stat line from this year, because I know nothing. Or from this game, at least.
Hey, Dan, did Brandon Sod score in this game? No?
Nah, they got some. Well, we'll see.
Right?
He put one over the crossbar. That was a rocket, I remember. I was like, oh, God.
Kyle taking penalty, first shift.
There it is, Zoe.
5 seconds. Guys, Kyle.
How is that a penalty?
That was a penalty?
yeah.
I remember there being a million penalties in this game.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Always the ref's fault. Right, Tom?
I'll still hold to that, too.
Schmitty, the T-blades look awesome.
I was just going to say, who had the T-blades?
Me, Kyle.
They were always sharp, fellas. Always sharp.
You don't need a line make for a
Yeah, just broke so
Snap and draws back. Snap it back.
Nice win, Schmitty.
A random face-off position right there.
Yeah, they used to put them all over the place. I feel like.
That was the worst call I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was really bad.
there's some worse ones.
Are there?
Yeah, there's some really bad calls.
Is that
They
what
tried to get us. They tried to get
got the
us.
refs in here.
There's
I
a
think the
couple
calls
times.
on you were legit, though, Burke.
Did I get penalty? I got one?
What do you think?
I have no idea.
For a game you didn't get a penalty?
In this game. I knew nothing. I haven't watched it since I played in it.
There it is.
Nah, we watched it the next day at Pines on repeat like 1,000
You
times.
did do that. I haven't watched it since then.
Urkel, I think the better question is how many turnovers did you commit?
I don't know.
Million.
I'll tell you. I'm going to keep track.
Yeah, you can track. Yeah.
I'm going to be hawking. I'm going to be hawking Ross's gameplay this entire game. See that steal, Ross?
They had a power play this early in the game. I don't remember that.
Schmitty, I took a penalty on the first shift.
Yeah, but like looking back on it now, though, it didn't seem like it happened that quickly.
Sure, I guess.
So he's taking long shifts too, Schmitty.
Zodi just wanted his name set on this.
Get on the stat sheet however you can, Pat.
I love it. I love every second of it. Set the tone early.
What number was Sod? Brandon.
He just passed at 25, I think.
Was it a tall kid right there?
Yep, that's right, number 25.
Ooh.
Who's that? Nice hit.
Yeah, who was that?
Yeah, Zold.
Totally put that in the highlight reel, buddy.
Pascal.
Oh, that guy thought he scored.
Kelly.
Yeah, that was Todd, I think.
That could have changed the game.
He could have had 2 goals.
Nice bump, Alex.
Put that in the highlight reel, Pascal.
Nicky.
Look at Nick. Look at him go.
Lion.
Draw penalty there.
Boy,
Crucial.
draw one foul.
Nicky,
Big
were
body
you,
on.
were you the only freshman on this team?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Who got a penalty?
Snoop was freshman, no?
Snoop was.
Oh, you were a sophomore this year.
Snoop was a sophomore.
Yeah, Cruz is the only freshman. Right.
Also
Wong,
the only.
sophomore. Terrence.
Yeah, I was a sophomore. I think
Sophomore.
Bambi, Gabe, and Barles.
Yep. That's right.
Coach, is that unique? Having that I guess balance of more upperclassmen versus younger classmen. I know you've had some younger teams in recent years.
Yeah, like this current team this past year, we had I think 8 seniors, so a little bit more than I think these guys had. What, 3 or 4? 3 seniors, right? You guys? had?
4.
But this had pretty good balance because the following year, I mean, we were a really good team the following year, and heck, if everybody came back, we would have been really, really. No, we're pretty well balanced throughout the the class representations at least.
Coach, do you guys move on earlier now to like the prep schools and the juniors, or is it just vary?
It varies. There was a time, with
Oh
you,
my God, Schmidt.
Bury that
You gotta bury that.
I probably yelled at myself for 5 minutes after that. Don't worry.
but
Extra volts duty at home.
to answer your question, I mean, it varies year to year. A lot of the guys that are, watching that were on this team, there was good opportunities that were presented to them. So you got to look at them, you got to weigh them out.
For sure.
Yeah, and we deal with the same things now, but I think case by case basis, what's best for the player, and try to give them good, honest feedback.
Well, I will say that when we were weighing options, a lot of us were at that time. I thought it spoke to you as a coach and a person just to push us along to go elsewhere and not try and keep us back for a senior year to win again. I know a lot of us had that feeling too, so just wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, well, I think, trust me, I would have loved to have all of you guys back. But I think I knew what your goals were. You wanted to play at the highest level you could, and there were some good opportunities out there for you. And if it made sense for you and your families, you had to, think it through and pursue it if it was the right thing. I'll be totally honest. The one I remember getting Ross, I remember getting a call from your dad when you decided not to go to Westminster, right? Weren't you going to go to Westminster?
Yeah, I think so with Tice.
And I hung up the phone. I think I stood up and cheered that you're going to come back to LaSalle for your senior year.
Yeah, that was definitely a big decision, but I think I made the right choice where I'm at now. So it all depends.
Yeah, you did, Ross.
I did.
Yeah, Ross had a hat trick in the next year's state championship game. Not a big deal.
After going to Gwinnett prom the night before.
That's
I'm married the same girl.
Yeah.
Then Bambi tackles me.
The third unit.
With the celebration, unreal.
Who got that? Snoop or
Obi.
Obi.
Wow.
With the graph gloves.
I love it, man. I don't think I had a palm. Yeah, of course, Merkel. No, it was on the ice.
Like it went far down.
Tell you what, number 17's got some gray hair on him in this.
Who didn't cut their hair? Me and Ross?
I think we were the only.
And me. I didn't either.
And Wallen. Three of us didn't shave our head. It's old.
Now look at him now.
I had the Bieber flow.
Yeah, you did. Big time.
Well, that's how we got the chicks, man.
Look at that. Look at that coming out of the back of the helmet there. Number 17.
Tice, we're using the Mac Daddy in this game.
Who is that?
It still hurts.
Tice, I had the Mac Daddy too for these. I think we both had that yellow Warrior.
I think I had a synergy.
Oh, turnover there, Burke.
Turnover, Burke.
Toe drag turnover.
We're on the kill too, right?
Yeah, I think Barlow's got a penalty after.
Yeah, I did. I shoved the guy in the celebration. I watched it last night. I couldn't figure out what I did, but I saw it this time. I was like, oh, okay. I shouldn't have done it.
We got a penalty? We got a penalty after we scored?
Yeah, Barlow's got a penalty in the celebration.
Remember when Varley got kicked out of the
DBA game?
Yeah,
what was it? Who did we play? Christian Brothers Academy?
Yeah.
It was the only loss, right?
That was all time.
Did we lose?
That was.
We lost 5-2.
No, that was our only loss.
Yeah,
It was a Friday afternoon at like 3 o'clock. I remember.
Yeah, that was a scheduling mistake. Whoever did the scheduling on that was.
We played him at center ice.
At center ice. It was weird.
And I'll never forget, that's when Gunnery came down to watch Wallen.
Yeah, had a big night.
That worked out okay, Ter.
Any goals, Wallen?
Probably a -3.
Probably my fault.
I thought it was 2-1 though.
I don't know what it was. The score might have been off, but I remember Varley throwing his stick over the glass and then getting sent off the ice by Wally.
It was the Harrow too.
The Harrow.
I was hoping that wasn't going to come up. Yeah, so it was my third stick, and it was a 2-piece, but the blade like connected like a third way up the shaft, and I slammed it against the boards, and the upper half just flew right into the netting. And I went back to the bench like nothing happened, and Wally just said, "Go get your stick and go to the locker room."
Don't worry, Morris. I've been kicked out of the middle of the game before.
Discipline.
Yeah. By your coach, though?
Oh, yeah. That comes stand back on the bench.
Oh, God.
Even worse.
Did that CBA team, that had like Van Riemsdyk on it, younger Van Riemsdyk, no?
Yeah, DVR.
Trevor?
Yeah, Trevor, yeah.
Tice.
Yeah,
Tice.
Trevor? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was my roommate one year.
Brag about it.
Wally, I haven't got much playing time here. I'm curious. Where am I at?
We've been shorthanded a lot here, Burke.
Honest God, it seems like we were down like the whole first period.
They tried to get us.
You called that a penalty?
It got worse once we get up 2-0, and then they really start.
Snoop, what do you think,
Attacking them on.
buddy? Attaboy.
Yeah, there's one point where you can hear the fans, and by the fans, I mean all of our parents, really getting into it.
Bambi's dead.
Hold my dad back at some point from yelling at the ref on the way out, so that makes sense.
Blue seat night.
They're not playing this.
I can't believe we
anymore,
took
are they?
face-offs there. Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Say it again, Bob.
They do not play the state championships here in Johnstown anymore, do they?
I hope not.
I think Johnstown won like hockey something of the year.
Now.
Well, now they go back. Now they're back to going flip-flopping from east to west. So like East would have hosted this year if we had it. It was out west last year.
Is that guy number 81? He plays wide receiver for their school too.
Marion Hosa.
Phil the Thrill.
Good player. Loves hot dogs.
Hot dog Phil.
Turnover. It's Burke's third turnover.
Is that Burkle?
Coach Tice watching film now.
Oh, Tice, I'm gonna feed you next time I see you.
Oh, another one there, Burke.
Good back check.
That was a bad pass.
Drop. Oh.
Cruz.
Cruz
Oh, right in the
shooter.
chest.
Mad at himself.
He wasn't happy about it.
Made sure to tell all the fans.
Tell me about coming into this game here, guys. I mentioned the Western PA announcer that broadcast this certainly had an opinion about how talented this Pine-Richland team is, and I'm absolutely sure that it was. But what was your mindset? And, what did you guys think of what you had coming for you this evening? The two teams that were going up against one another.
I thought Wally did a good job. We kind of never thought about the opponent. Like we were very confident in ourselves, and it wasn't like there wasn't much talk about Brandon Todd before the game. It was just play your game, show up, and you'll probably and we'll have success. So we knew who we were playing, but it was never like a big conversation with us. It was like prepare, be ready, and we'll be kind of good to go. At least that's how I kind of remember it. We were a very confident team, pretty humble, and just.
I think our philosophy was kind of always, if you play your game, there's not really a team out there that you can't beat. So it was, again, like Pine said, we kind of knew who we were going up against. And I think we were all aware that this was, I believe, Pine-Richland's first year at AAA. They were a AA team for the last couple years before this. So I think there was some talk of don't take them lightly just because it's their first year at AAA. But, yeah, I mean, it was always if LaSalle plays their game, they're the best team on the ice in any game.
Yeah, that was the whole way through the whole year, too. I mean, every game was treated the same way, which obviously carried into this point. It's why you prepare that way and why Wally prepped us that way probably. But when we hit that point, still play the exact same way we had the whole year.
Yeah, I mean, we played a pretty extensive schedule outside of our league. Like, I'm pretty sure Pine-Richland didn't play anything other than their league schedule, whereas we played like 6 or 7 defending state champions.
Yeah, we played a ton in tournaments too.
Yeah, we were also playing for the Minutemen at the time too, so like that also.
Yeah, we were also the third best team in the country for club.
We also made it to nationals that year. I just keep remembering like I was pretty confident in us. I just kept thinking there's a shred that's like, could these two guys beat us? But there's no way. There was no way. But
right.
9-1.
We also had Dan Pine in that, arguably the best goalie I've ever played with.
That helps.
I agree.
He did give up one in this game, though.
I used to hate Dan Pine when I was like a squirt and he played for the Glaciers. I ever scored a goal on him in youth hockey. I was glad to have him on my team in high school.
I think the other thing about this team, Bob, was we've been together for a pretty long time. I think Wally, you can keep me honest, we were probably favored to win Flyers Cup for, I don't know, my sophomore and junior year and came up short. So there was just a kind of like we weren't going to be denied this last chance at it with this group being together and some of the new blood and the young guys. But I think we were just more motivated than ever this year. So.
Especially with the like losing to Holy Ghost in overtime or double overtime the year before in the semifinals. Like going into this season, even back in like September at tryouts, it was all leading up to this game and this moment.
Yeah.
Losing wasn't an option either. It just after we made it through the Flyers Cup, I thought we were cursed for the longest time. When we won the Flyers Cup, it was like, I don't know, there's no way you can win the Flyers Cup after, like Obi said, and then not finish it. We had to finish it. It wasn't an option.
That was a good shot, Burke.
Burke, that's not even a shot on that.
Oh, gee.
It was pretty funny. I don't know who brought up Pine first. Was that you, Burke?
No.
Or Zoldy, but one of you guys.
Nice.
It's funny. I ran into your dad, like, I think it was like a year after you graduated, and he goes, "Hey, I got a question for you." He goes, Did you know who Dan was before he went to LaSalle? I said, Bob, I had no idea who Dan Pine was, or Bob Pine was, or Dan Pine was.
Or Bob.
And, yeah, there I soon learned. But, I mean, it's just pretty amazing that a goalie of that level, and you don't know who he is coming in the door. And then the guy that was playing behind him, and it was his year the following year, is a Division I goaltender. So that shows you the depth that we had in goal. We went up to the Meadville tournament, which historically is a good high school tournament.
Nice pass, Terrence.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a goal.
Sorry, Coach. Wow.
Was that the second goal there?
Yeah.
Yeah, some good commentary there. That guy was impressed with that goal. But Pine let up one goal that whole tournament at Meadville. 5 games, let up 1 goal. Crazy.
Should have been 0.
Yeah, so this was the year that we had set like every record at Meadville.
Yeah.
Coach, how many state champions were at the Meadville tournament?
Mount St. Charles was a big one, right?
Yeah, Mount St. Charles had more. They had like, I think like 5 of the 8 schools were state champions.
That was an awesome tournament. We played with that rink with the cage around the glass. Instead of glass, they had a cage the whole way around.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Was this the year when Mount
I
St.
got a
Charles
Phantom
was
Apple?
against
Look at
them?
that.
Schmitty, congrats on the game-winning goal, buddy.
I got a Phantom Apple. Look at that.
Yeah.
Phantom guy.
Nice job, Alex.
That
No, you-
game-winning goal in the first period, nothing like it.
Easiest goal I ever scored in my whole life. Terrence made the whole play.
Was Holy Cross at this game?
No, they were not.
That Mount St. Charles team, as they've turned, I'm sure some of you guys know, that Mount St. Charles team now is like a glorified like club team. So they have a school team, but then they bring kids in all over the country as like a select AAA team. They still
Brian
play the
Boucher
same
funded that whole thing, right?
What's that?
Didn't Brian Boucher fund that whole thing because he used to go there? He went there.
Something like that.
He's the headmaster kind of guy.
Yeah.
So, guys, at this point, I mean, late in the first period, yeah, it's 2-0, but I think the storyline takeaway is a complete and utter domination of control of the puck and shots and opportunities here. How are you guys feeling at this point? The lids come off twice, but again, it could easily be.
That should have been 3 right there.
It should have been 3 right there.
I could never hit those open nets, you know.
They're the toughest ones, Ross.
I mean, I think we were playing the same way. I don't think it really, settled in that it was still 2-0. It was still a tight game to us, so we wanted to make sure we.
Yeah, Coach wouldn't let us. It was always you kept playing. Coach wouldn't allow for us to think anything else.
And I think it was tough too because it was so choppy with all the penalties too that even though it kind of looked like we had, I kind of remember we hadn't really like settled into the game really at that point because it was 4-on-4 or 5-on-4 for the majority of the first period.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
Show him your haircut. that fine haircut.
Look at that.
Did Dad do the haircut?
Yeah, I did it. It was pretty entertaining.
You taking reservations?
Yeah.
I need one.
But I've always wanted to know what you and Piney talked about whenever Pine would come down that end of the bench and.
Nothing much, believe me.
It would depend how worked up I was.
Yeah.
If I was
Calm
fired
down
up,
a little bit. That's all.
Yeah, settle down. That was very calming to me in that, like, I easily got worked up. So it was a good relationship in that sense.
That's cool.
I think Bud was very calming for everybody.
Yeah.
It's been a constant since he's been involved with the program. For the coaches as well.
Zoldy, come on, man.
I didn't remember there was 45 penalties to this game.
Yeah, I didn't remember that either.
I didn't remember that.
Am I guilty again?
Yes.
Looks that way.
Schmitty's kind of guilty with that horrible turnover.
That's also true.
Yeah, you're welcome, Schmitty.
Thanks, buddy. You're the best. That's why you're my captain.
Is that my dad nervously sitting above that?
I think is that who that was, Pascal?
I don't know. It could be.
Nice play, T.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. Wait it out and then not get it all the way down the ice.
I think at this point too, shots are like fairly even. If I remember at the end of the first, and who knows who was counting them, Bob, but they were like maybe 4 or so off, but definitely still felt like a game in that first period.
14-3, you said?
Is that what you said?
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I got no volume.
Yeah.
Accurate take. Wow.
I'd agree. Somebody said it like there were so many penalties. I think, when I watched it for the second time, it's very hard for these guys to get in any type of rhythm or flow of, playing with their line. Once we get into the second period where the officials calm down a little bit or Pine-Richland ends up in the box a little bit more, I think that's when we really start to settle into our game. And the thing that clearly stands out is how much better we skate than they do, and our puck movement, I think, was really, really good.
Yeah. He comments on the puck movement a lot, the commentator.
Yeah.
I do remember thinking each period, just do it again. Just one more time. Just do it again.
I think our backtracking in a lot of ways compared to them is a big difference. Like going off how well we skate as a group, like everybody was always coming back hard, and you notice that they get the puck, take 2 steps, and there's 2 guys on them already, and that obviously ends up playing out well for us. But that's different compared to what they did, I think.
And those 3 things really define what we practice. We started practice with those puck movement drills and skating, and then everything else was flow. Just making sure you were in the right space at the right time and moving the puck up to the right guy. And, if we practiced it every week, it was really easy getting to the games and doing the same thing.
Saad was 25, right?
Yeah, that was the shot I was talking about.
I do vividly remember taking that off the shoulder and being like, yeah, that hurts a little more than most shots.
He'll
He
probably
had a
win
quick
a
release
couple
and really
Stanley
hard
Cups.
shot. Luckily, didn't have many.
Yeah, he'll probably win 3 cups.
Yeah.
DJ, look at who's not guilty now, huh? Yeah, it's always the ref's fault.
Man, I should have watched the film before. I wouldn't have said a word about your penalties. Didn't know that was coming.
Just keeping me company.
5-on-3.
Hanging out.
Wally, what's guys path now, out of LaSalle? Is it the USPHL or USHL or NAL, or where do guys go from there?
The guys that have moved on, to the higher levels, have left pre-graduation. 2 years ago, I had a very good crop of guys. We came back, which was probably one of the more exciting games in LaSalle history for any sports, when we came back and we beat Holy Ghost in the semifinals, and then we went on and won the state championship that year. But 3 of those guys went on to boarding schools, and they were tremendous hockey players, committed, not long after they left LaSalle after sophomore year. And then, 2 of the 3 went to boarding schools, and then another one went and played for a full season for the Avs, lived up there. So it varies. There's some good prep school opportunities like you guys had, and there's some guys that, that's not their thing. They want to go play for the Avalanche or throwing a lot of money into their full season teams.
Yeah.
So the landscape hasn't changed a whole lot. It just comes down to what the opportunities are. But it's rare that somebody down here as a freshman or sophomore is making the jump to a high-level junior program. They're not physically ready for that yet.
I feel like a lot of us didn't really know much about juniors in prep school at that time. I think prep school used to be really big. I don't know if it's changed now, but I remember when we were all coming out at that age, not many of us knew what prep school was or juniors was or how good it was. Or it wasn't really a thing we thought about much, I don't think.
Yeah.
That was a dirty hits, oldie.
I see a lot of kids trying to leave the area before they should.
See that hit Rickle just took?
Then they get buried.
Ross, I'm gonna kill you. Ross got ISO cam on me.
Who is that? Who is that?
You see Zoli's dirty hit?
Oh God!
Almost took his head off coming out of the box.
Who just got
Trying to make an impact, Burke.
Berkeley?
Oh, you made an impact, all right.
Turnover.
I called you Berkeley.
That was an Adam and Eve shift.
Berkeley, what a bunch of
Nice
losers.
hit.
Come on.
Nice hit, Pascal.
Thanks, man.
Nice save, Dan.
Man,
Adam.
Good glove, man.
The guy got my name right on the announcer when he announced our names and couldn't get it right once the entire game.
Piney, did you ever get new pads after this, or did you have those all through Drexel too?
I snagged a new pair. Same exact.
He got new ones.
Same
Okay.
exact ones, pretty much.
Same exact
Gotcha.
make, model, color.
I don't like change.
Minor.
I still have the same skates and pants from them.
that was at design play, Coach.
Yeah.
Worked every time.
Yeah, every time.
Weak side.
That's second goal. That was that play.
What did we call it?
That just D wing. So
Big
I
shot
still
there.
do it now.
Schmitty, go.
Move the puck.
Yeah.
Schmitty put on a fresh pair of T-blades and hit it. Basketball nice shot. Can I back that up and take a video?
TJ stealing the puck from Pine.
Still gets the whistle though.
Look at those signs in the back. You see that? It said level LaSalle.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Loney,
They
I
are.
was
That's what they came up with, huh?
I was texting Loney, who played on the team, and he said they were supposed to three-peat. I guess they won 2 years before this too.
At double A.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, so they won 2 years before, and they're supposed to win again. And he said Brandon Saad let them down.
Loney, why you wore 64?
Yeah, tough number.
I'll ask him.
That there.
What position did this guy play? Loney.
He's a forward.
Forward.
Or
He's a big righty. I don't know. Terry, what, 64 he wears?
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like me in their jersey.
okay.
Just big, lanky, and
Pretty ugly.
Nice, Ross.
is that Ross? Ross.
Yeah, Ross.
What happened to you? I thought we were boys.
Pat.
Wow. Call it out.
Another one? What did you
Wait, that was only a penalty on Pat?
Third shift.
You made it pretty far in this game with that one, Pat.
You always did.
One of the interesting things about these guys, a lot of them played, youth hockey together before even coming to LaSalle, for a number of different organizations. So I think we certainly benefited from that, having, that helped build their chemistry from a young age, and then they're all together at LaSalle. There's not many schools in the state at any one time that are having 7 guys that advance to go play NCAA Division I hockey. I mean, that's pretty amazing. There's 7 guys on this team that played Division I hockey, and then there's a couple more that probably could have if they desired to do so.
What did that look like compared to the rest of the hockey landscape? I mean, we see this game against Western PA's best team at the 3A level. What did Holy Ghost, Malvern Prep, some of your traditional rivals look like this year?
The 08 year, I think we were, if we were going to lose, we were going to beat ourselves that year. I mean, I think we were top to bottom the strongest team, and I don't think any other team out there would disagree with that. But it was, I think for us, it was a mental thing. It was being able to prove that we could do it, because the year before was disappointing. But as far as talent goes, yeah, nobody was matching up with what we had talent-wise.
Harley, I can't let you off the hook here. Did you see you get walked on that one?
No, I didn't.
But someone pointed
missed
it out.
I actually didn't see it. No.
Bailed you out big time.
I'll clip it and text it to you,
I'm
Bart.
sure it'll happen again at some point.
Not like that at Walt.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we're down 2 again.
Tom, get through in the box. What'd you do, Tom?
I was covering.
Probably said something.
Hey, Bob, I do apologize, guys. I have a DVHL conference call that I have to hop on here.
Keep timing us.
So, Bud, I'm putting you in charge. All right?
Yeah, right.
Here are the boys, bud.
But
Hey, Coach.
Why couldn't we taking the face off 2 feet back on the dot?
But I
Hey,
just want
Coach.
to say thanks a lot to Bob, certainly to you, and to all the guys for coming on tonight. I think it's awesome. Miss you guys, and it'd be great to get everybody together and have a few laughs at some point down the road. But you guys take good care of yourselves, your families. Please give everybody my best. You guys all look good. All right.
Well,
Later, Wall.
Thanks,
You
Coach.
too, Wall. Good seeing
Good to
you.
see you.
All right. Take
Stay
care,
safe
guys.
there, Waller.
Yep. You too.
Hey, Bud, we're going to need you to take this request back to him. But we want an alumni game at the newly renovated Wist rink.
All right.
All right.
Renovated it?
I think
Well, I
Getting a
heard.
couple practices. It's getting a couple practices in person.
as well some rings. I think we.
I'm gonna be all over Ross.
As well, right?
Yeah, it's true. Pascal wanted jewelry as well, Bud.
Just saying.
Where's our rings?
I'll wear it. I'll wear it with pride.
LaSalle Hall of Fame.
I would love a ring. I've been waiting for it for years. I wish I had it.
How about the jerseys?
Yeah.
What do they wear now, Bud? Is it new?
They got some sweet jerseys last time.
Yeah,
I
they're
saw them.
nice. Well, he probably still has the old jerseys though, knowing him.
I can't believe it's only 2-0 right now. 5 left in the second
I
period.
know. I thought it was going to be way worse by this point.
I can't believe
I thought
it.
we were winning like 7-0 after the second.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
I'm pretty sure we are.
All right, come on.
Because I do remember, like, we were all basically celebrating after the second period. And then Wally came into the room and was like, "You haven't won yet."
Wipe those smiles off your face.
We were like, I mean, we did, though.
Is it a 4-on-3?
I think so, yeah.
We got to get these refs on here.
Answer
Fours
some
right
questions.
now.
I feel like I was pretty lenient on refs back then.
Yeah, our call went unreturned, unfortunately.
No comment.
You have their names by chance?
I don't.
Phone numbers?
The only ref name I remember is Ante. Just Wally. Ante.
Here, Tom. Great call.
You actually remember that, Ross?
I didn't say that.
That was Tommy.
Tommy. I was like, what?
I remember a lot of things.
Can't remember what.
It's impressive, Tommy.
I remember Ante because for whatever reason he did like every single one of our games at Hatfield.
Always at Hatfield.
He was like the resident ref of Hatfield.
I think Zoldy scores here.
Yeah, it was that pass from Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah, driving the next.
There you go, Zoldy.
That was all you, Pas. That was a hell of a pass.
Clicks.
That was a great
Good,
play.
good handle on
buddy
the backhand.
My buddy Kyle
Yeah,
right there.
that was nasty.
Kyle, way to be there. I just threw it up there, man.
Zoldy's got his N1 shorts on.
Yeah, dude, you see how baggy these things are.
Oh, you had him unzipped.
I celebrated with every guy on the team, too. Act like he scored before, huh?
What a celebration.
Fired up.
Celebrated with every guy.
3-0.
You didn't celebrate with Tom because he was still in the box.
There you go.
I think the floodgates just open here, don't they?
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think this is a spot in the game where you like kind of feel that it's going our way. 3-0.
There was like 5 minutes there. I don't remember that where they were actually controlling the play. I know we were short, but I don't like that was not in my memory. So that goal was huge.
It's only 3-0 right now.
What?
Still can't believe it's only 3-0 right now.
Yeah.
I think it really gets out of hand soon.
Well, yeah, you're right, Piney.
And it starts to get real
face off.
If they pop one on those power plays there, Piney, you're right. It's a 2-1 game, right? Like,
Yeah, I just don't remember it even being. My memories of it was never really.
I think at the time it didn't feel like they were really gonna score. Watching it, it seems like they had some chances, but we always we just believe Pine's gonna bail us out if they do get anything through.
Right.
Or they're not really as great of chances as we're seeing now.
I never felt more confident in a goalie in my life.
It makes one of us.
I will say, too, if we talk about Pine like that, we do got to talk about Zoldy like that. He led us because Zoldy did. Kyle was going to do it. Kyle did it. Kyle led from the front. I do have to go on record saying.
Nice. Appreciate it, Pat.
It's a fact. I'm sorry. I remember shaving the head. You looked at me. You're like, it's here. It's going to grow back. And that was that. Sorry for cursing, but you said it to me.
Hopefully we can edit some of this stuff.
Hey, he asked for the true experience of what this team was like and being around us.
Who scored there?
You couldn't look scared in front of Zoldy. He just eats you up after that.
Sniper.
It went off the butt and dropped
Tice,
down.
you did?
The shot, Ryan.
You notice how Tice didn't celebrate at all? Guy scored a lot, I guess.
No, he's just as hard as they can score.
At that point, he was pretty upset.
That guy just broke his stick. Did you see that?
Yeah, he did.
Did you see that, Steve?
Yeah, Seven's not happy.
Yeah, I saw that smashed over the boards.
What do you think Wally was drawing up on that play?
Listen, just to let you know, Wally still has that same board.
Yeah.
Approaching 44 minutes.
Wally's
Burkle.
board was in 300 pieces.
Or whoever asked.
Yeah, 44 minutes, Burkle, right about now.
Yep, 44. Yeah, that's a big spot there. If ever a team takes a timeout when you're up 4-0, you know you're in a good place, I feel like.
And the guy breaks his stick, you're probably feeling okay by yourself.
Yeah, they're a little rattled if the guy's breaking a stick over the boards. Unless you got Barley on your team.
His dad must have a lot of money.
Overcome a little adversity, he says.
First half's definitely belonged to LaSalle. Now it's Pine-Richland's turn to climb out of the hole and see if they can claim the second half. Off the face-off, pushed into the zone.
Wow. Nice stop.
Oh, baby.
That would
Yeah.
have been unbelievable if we scored right there.
Yeah.
6
You gotta
seconds.
score those.
Interference.
That is 100%.
Siebert taking hits at a boy.
One of you third unit guys has to break down the third unit for us here. I feel like that's
I agree.
what we basically had 5 people on one line.
What
Something
was
like
it?
that. I think we had like 10 or 11 forwards. So it was like the first line, the second line, and then everyone else.
Yeah, we never
It's just
carried a
third-
full roster.
Not even close, but we just had the third unit. It was everyone else.
We had to share a room, a bedroom, on the
Including
toilet.
someone who ended up playing
Like me, you, and
Division
Dave.
I hockey.
It was horrible.
The only guy with an NCAA Division I ring, right? Was on the third
Right.
unit, maybe?
Yeah, I was there.
You were also the only freshman, though, Nikki.
We were there in a different way, though.
Yeah.
Nice soft.
What a play.
What was that dynamic? It was what? Siebert, Snoopy, Bambi, Cruz?
Me and Cruz.
And how did he run that? He just was like, whoever.
Yeah.
Ready?
Some sort of rotation.
I think Bambi and I were waiting.
Basically, whoever he pegged. Because like we could all play wing, we could all play center, and it was just kind of who was going.
Yeah. I think he favored me on the penalty kill rather than offense because I wasn't much of a scorer at this point.
Yeah, that's
At this point, love it.
This point.
There's Loney. Look at him, 64. Look at a picture.
A lot of chemistry by 7, 10, and 11 on that last shift.
Oh, yeah.
Driving the net, sauce passes, Terry, mainly
Yeah.
from you, but still looking good.
Big game.
Nice forecheck, Berkey.
I feel like you put one in here or soon.
How come you didn't mention my hustle there, Ross?
Good hustle, Bert.
Thanks.
So has anyone like not played hockey in several years, or at least been on the ice?
I haven't skated in 2 years.
I went to men's league a couple of times. I never got invited back, so that was the end of my career. Yeah.
Well, it's not fun playing men's league shorthanded for the whole game. So.
When Ross played men's league, you would try to give him a pass on the wing, and then he would just one-touch it so that you have to skate, give and go, basically. He would not attempt to advance the puck forward.
You out of shape, Ross?
I don't know if you want to call it out of shape, but I'm not in shape. So
You are in shape.
I think this is going to be Burkle's time here, fellas.
You think so?
I think so.
I'm gonna pay attention.
He's locked and loaded.
Top left.
what was this power play unit? Was it Barley up top and then
I think it was your full line, bro.
Burkle, Tyson, and Cruz?
Cruz was in front.
Yeah, in that front.
Ricky wants it. Give it
Here
to
he
him.
is.
I think that was a turnover. I'm a couple seconds behind you guys. I know why you're laughing. I remember that now.
I remember that now. You're going to redeem yourself. Boom.
Oh, there it goes.
There it is, bro.
There it is.
Not a big deal.
There's another one coming up too, Berkey. A nice
I didn't
shot.
even celebrate. Act like
I think you're still mad about falling.
15 guys celebrating on the ice.
Yeah, seriously.
Like watching Miracle.
We got Gabe coming out with the towel around his neck.
Doesn't Gabe get in this game?
Yeah, he gets in.
Berg, you were more scared to get chirped by all of us than the game itself. Admit it.
I don't know. I literally remember nothing. Did you guys hear that?
We did.
Yes, Cruz, you got robbed.
Who, you, Tice?
Barles with the apple, not a big deal.
Tommy.
Woo!
That's textbook to you there, Tommy.
Sheesh.
That's what we call take a hit to make a play, Tom.
Oh boy, Tom.
Oh boy, Tom. My D partner.
Is that the older side or the younger side?
It was super easy to play defense.
Older.
I mean, all I had to do was pass the puck to Pascal or one of the forwards, and it was right out the zone.
Give it to Schmitty. Give the puck to
Give it to
Schmitty.
Schmitty. That always worked.
Give the puck to Schmitty.
I don't know about that. I threw a lot of pizzas up the middle through my day.
I remember Schmitty would come down that right side all the time and just go low blocker. I feel like he scored like 7 goals that year like that.
I mean, mainly off passes from you, probably. Yes, cross ice.
Schmitty did the same thing.
He hit the crossover at the blue line. The cutback.
I did the same thing through my whole career.
Schmitty did that in college.
Schmitty had one play.
I can
It was
say
no
that.
pass.
I literally didn't change a thing.
Go really fast.
It was just go fast.
And now he's changing.
Don't look
Another
up.
penalty.
Go full speed.
Oh! Whoa! Ooh, who was that? Holy hell.
Terry.
Whoa, Terry.
Look at that play.
Oh!
Pascal letting one rip.
Faked it. Faked the fake.
Pascal had the same pants as Oldie.
Attaboy.
Nah, I think it's the cut. You know how it's cool to cut
No,
the
it's
inside?
not the cut.
That's
You
what
guys
it was.
Zipper your pants.
The unzip.
Nah, it was
Yeah, it
the
was
cut
just
in the
the style
Reebok.
back
Unzipped.
then.
Don't tell me it was the cut of the pants. You
It was
unzipped
the
your
cut in
pants.
the Reeboks. I stand by that.
Yeah.
No,
You had a
all of them
girdle
had
on.
it then. You had the
Look how
zipper
miserable that
with the
kid is in the
Velcro at the
box.
bottom.
Nah, you cut them.
Speaking of equipment, Pascal, I need my bag back.
Which bag? The one that's sitting right there that I'm looking at?
Yeah, give me that, dude. My
I play
equipment is
for the
sitting there with no
Royals.
bag.
I play for the Royals.
Barley, how was
Hawaiian
your 2 years in what was it, Germany?
England.
I went to England and France.
England? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the U.S., right?
Yeah, it was awesome though. It's a lot different than over here, but really cool to experience that part of the world. Play
Hockey
as well,
different?
so. Well, everything's Olympic, obviously. France is very skilled, not physical at all. The English league is a lot more North American style, and a couple of the teams, like the team I played for, our ice surface is really small, so that wasn't really different than over here. It's probably a little slower, but
Really?
still quality hockey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see a Peaky Blinder?
What?
It was a dumb joke.
Tyson,
Peaky Blinders?
last
No,
time
I
I was
didn't.
passing you, buddy.
Yeah, Bob, for your
Connor,
knowledge.
who'd you play for over there?
Team called the Manchester Storm, and then in France I played for a team called Gamio Epinal, which is, I think, since they moved down a few leagues. So I think they're playing in the second league next year. But it's like a real small town, 3 hours east of Paris.
Nice shot, Berkey.
World class shot, folks.
Good rip.
Tyson, that was a world class shot, buddy. World class.
Kyle, did I interrupt you there?
No, I was just gonna say, Connor played at Penn State for their early days of the NCAA D1 transition. So.
Oh, trust me, I know. Yeah, I was. I was
figured
up there
you did your homework.
calling some of your games, Connor,
There
and
you go.
George, actually, Saad, when he was up there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did he actually play on the D1 team, or was he on the?
Yeah, he was a senior my freshman year.
Okay.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Real good dude.
He played club for a few years. He was one of the few who made it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was, I forget how many exactly. I think seven guys, I think, that were seniors that came from the club team, and then a couple guys in the class ahead of me committed to play for the D1 team, but spent a year on the club team before. So it's kind of like their transfer year, so they didn't have to redshirt. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, remember we played them my freshman year at Drexel, and they just kicked us.
You know that
Yeah, I
that process really was amazing, as it morphed from a ACHA D1 team to an NCAA D1 team. Obviously, there was the 1 year where they didn't have Pagula Ice Arena and we're playing in Little Greenberg Ice Pavilion. I mean, it was kind of a surreal transition to be kind of right in the tail end of before I graduated. I'm kind of for you as much as anything. What a wild time to be part of Penn State hockey.
Yeah, it was just, can't say enough good things about the school and the program, just the experience that I had there, and being able to be a part of that first team, even without the new rink and everything, was really cool. And we upset a lot of teams that we weren't supposed to beat that year. So it's fun to look back on those memories.
That's awesome.
Wow, he's fast. Who's that?
Ooh.
Jumped at the end, though.
That's right, Schmitty. Get right up.
Stainer with the last seven.
You're chirping that guy so hard right now.
I just skipped up the ice and blacked out and don't know what I said.
You don't play.
Told him he had one arm. Beat it, nerd.
He's got one eye. Shows.
I mean, that was just like your relationships in high school. You'd score, then you'd get dumped.
Oh my God.
Do we remember when Wally used to dunk? Remember when Wally hit Schmitty in practice like 3 times and put him on his ass? Or am I crazy?
He got me real good. He was trying to demonstrate how to hit somebody in the corner.
Yeah, and he buried you.
Let me touch me, kind of like fake pump. He came in full speed and like ran me into the wall and almost fell.
Hey, Loney said the only reason he wore 64 is the only jersey they had left.
That's awesome.
He said they didn't have any more. And he even goes, I don't even think there was a nameplate on it. There isn't.
That's incredible.
He's on the ice right now, too.
Yeah, there's no name.
He's taking the draw. Look, no nameplate.
That's awesome. Nikki, why don't you give us your national championship experience, man, after LaSalle?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually thinking, funny, like small world. My first Division I hockey game was actually against Berkel at Bowling Green.
That's awesome.
When I was a freshman at Union, I rolled up. I don't know, Bro, were you a sophomore or junior then in 2012?
Sophomore.
Yeah, I was pulling up on the bus in Ohio, and I texted Berkel. I said, "What are you doing?" They were pulling up, and Berkel responds, "I'm in curling class."
Oh, yeah, I was.
I was like, "Oh, it's a lot different from union classes."
It was me. It was like me and 3 football players on the team.
Yeah. But no, I mean, it was pretty special, especially having it in Philadelphia with the Frozen Four and stuff like that. We had a good amount of Philadelphia connections on our union team, and obviously Boston College with the 2, Matty Gaudreau, and a couple other players from the Philadelphia connection. So it was pretty special to have like all my family and friends there. So it was pretty cool.
Who won that game against you and Burke?
I think we did.
Oh,
I honestly don't know.
And then I got scratched.
That doesn't surprise me, Berkeley.
And then we played in Union too.
Yeah, you guys swept us when you guys came to Union. That was the year we won. I think that was the year when we won national championship.
So basically, we're the national championship.
Yeah.
Champions. Whoops. Yeah, we missed the NCAAs that year by .014, some stupid number. Providence beat, or no, that was the year. I think the year after Providence beat us or something like that. We just missed it.
That's tough.
Well, you guys beat Minnesota in the national championship, right?
Yeah, we beat them 7-4.
Gossel's had like 13
I went.
Yeah.
Because I went with my buddy. We were all out. We all went to Xfinity before. Not you,
at a Phillies
but everybody
game.
else. No, nobody else.
Tice, you still use the same size stick, bud, or what?
What's that?
Yeah, you.
Yep. Same thing.
Tice was using the Mac Daddy in this game. I'm telling you. I asked her.
Nah, he's using the look at it. He's using the
think
you
it's
can see it.
Him
You
and
can see it. Synergy.
I can guarantee it.
What?
You can see it.
Oh
It
my
was,
God.
it was the intermediate.
Oh.
He's an intermediate kind of guy.
85 left.
Did you play everybody? Did you play Cruz and Wallen and Burke?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Uh,
Barley.
No, I never
I never
played
crossed
Schmitty.
paths against Schmitty.
I played against Tice.
I played Tice one time.
We were in the same.
Yeah, I played Tice.
Both in Atlantic hockey, so I played against Tice. How many times? Probably like
9.
7. I think we won like 1 game maybe against him. Tice would always go out there and just match against me and piss me off.
Bite your ankles.
Yeah.
I played Tice, and I got on my Facebook. There's a picture of Tice. It's a textbook hooking call. No call.
You gotta get that picture.
I'll pull it up right now.
Who played you, Tice?
This is in the book of reffing. We played
each other a couple times.
Gets into the zone. Sets it up down low along the left half wall. Throws his shot toward the net. Thrown toward the net. Febbert couldn't make it happen.
Look at Pine. He fell down in the video right now. He's just laying there.
I've seen that picture, Burke. I think that's more of a slash than a hook. I don't know. I think he's coming down.
It could have been both. He could have got 4.
Looks like he's coming down on you pretty good.
He could have got 4.
Standard Tice going for the jugular.
So you guys are talking about the college experience, and that's pretty wild. Could you guys break down for one of you guys that knows exactly what it looks like? How many of you guys went to play at the college level, and then also kind of what a LaSalle hockey experience did in terms of preparation for that next level?
Odie.
I can break down some numbers for you quick, I think, but then I'll turn it to the D1 guys to tell us, how it translated to that level. But I think we ended up having 7 Division I guys out of this team. Pascal being the only, I think, D3 player to come out here. And then we had about 4 or 5, I want to say, ACHA D1 players. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We played the game at such a high level. We understood the game. Wally coaching us gave us the hockey IQ to really play at any level post high school, and some guys made the most of that, which is incredible. So, I mean, I guess, like I said, I'll turn it over to the NCAA guys. How do you guys think the Wally's preparation translated into that next level of hockey?
I thought Wally's preparation was awesome, and the thing that I think we were a little spoiled at LaSalle that I missed the most was just the team camaraderie. Wally taught us how to be like a family and how to become like close knit and play as one. And as you move throughout some of the levels, when you don't have everybody pulling in the same direction at all times, you can see how difficult it was to play. But it just made you really, appreciate what we had and what this team did. And that was one of the biggest takeaways I thought. It was just like we were a family through and through. Still are. I mean, it's proof of it right now. We all still hang out and stuff. So.
Yeah, I think going off what I said earlier to Wally himself, like just the way that he pushed all of us to be the best that we could be, player-wise and person-wise. But, I mean, he wanted everyone to go on and play if they could, and he was excited to help us out, and that was cool for all of us, I think, and made it an easy – I mean, leaving all of these guys after the year sucked. None of us that left wanted to do that, I don't think. But Wally made sure it was the best choice for all of us, which I always appreciate to this day. I'm sure we all do.
Yeah, I went to Gunnery the year after, and like Schmidt just said, it was kind of hard to leave these guys. This is a really good team. We had 7 guys play D1, and then a handful of others played D3 and D1 club. But Wally helped us so much because he kind of instilled that work ethic in us. And my brother played 4 years at LaSalle right before I got there, so I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. But it was awesome I played on we had the varsity AA, but this was my only year on the real varsity team, and this got me so much better and got me ready for prep school and then college. So it helped a ton playing at LaSalle.
I think the biggest thing with Wally was just you had to compete in practice, and when we all went to play juniors and prep school, there's 15 forwards and 8-9 defensemen. So if you're not competing in practice consistently, you were going to be one of those guys who was maybe getting scratched in a game. So I think that was the biggest takeaway I had from Wally was you have to, even though it's practice, you have to practice like you're playing in a game. And I think that carried with a lot of us, which was a good thing.
Yeah, it was cool how like-minded we all are. Like me and Tice went to Westminster together, and when we went, you could just see the two of us, we brought a different type of energy even to that locker room. And it was just a little bit of LaSalle came with us up there. And we kind of set the tone just based off of what Wally instilled in us. I can't speak for him, but for us, for me.
Urkel, looks like a clean play there.
That is a hook and a half. I mean, come on.
That's a slash.
Look at this.
Fun fact, I wear those pants in men's league currently, Tice. Thank you.
I mean, that's look, you can barely see Ryan in this picture because I'm going so fast. He's going the other way. Look, you can't even see him.
Bob, we'll have to get you
because he knows you're about to turn it over.
Oh, boom roasted.
Bob, as you can see, Burkle had all the good jokes on the team.
I'll tell you what, at this point, you guys are loose here in
that
the
was
midst of
Ross
this conversation.
through his mustache.
You guys look loose out there right now, in full control.
Yeah. 7-1 in a state championship game. I don't think that was anything that any of us were anticipating heading into it. But
Kyle, how did you see how Pine-Richland changed at all? I mean, did they give up at any point, or was it just you guys continuing to push the pedal to the metal?
I wouldn't say they gave up. I mean, they were a good team with a lot of talented players. But I think, like I said earlier, when you get any team 4-0, right, against the ropes, and their coach has to call a timeout, you kind of know you're in the driver's seat at that point, and as long as you kind of keep the pedal to the metal, you're going to be in good shape, and that's what we did. So
Yeah, I think they were definitely shell-shocked to a certain extent, because I don't think they had lost one single game the entire year, or even really played teams that they were competitive against, whereas we had played against at least 6 or 7 very, very good teams. So we were ready for that level, whereas I think they were used to just playing teams where they were much better.
Mm-hmm.
They had no adversity all year. Not that we had tons, but
they were very confused. They thought they were going to come out and win that game for sure. And once they went down a few goals, you could tell they had no idea how to play from behind or play in a close game. Where we played a lot of, like those guys said, we played a lot of good teams throughout the year.
Yeah, Dan, and I'm interested in that, because if they were so confident that they were going to win, it also sounds like you guys were fairly confident that what you had faced in the East and your competition level put you in a position to be successful. If you could, what was this game going to be like? What was the anticipation, let's just say, on a statewide level? If you asked the average high school hockey fan that knew a little bit about both teams, what was the expectation for this one?
I would think that an outside person would think it would have been a close 0 game. So if you did kind of read about either team from either side of the state, I think it was probably biased either way, depending on what you were reading. And both sides were pretty confident on who was going out there. So, right, like there's not a parent of a person on the screen that didn't think we were going to win that game. But there was also a team up there who hadn't lost all year and thought they were definitely going to win. So
I think a lot for us, the hardest game was the game we looked forward to the most was the Flyers Cup game versus Ghost, like you said before. Like that was our big one. We wanted to beat them, and that was our goal the whole year. Kind of obviously States is too, but I mean we put a lot into that game and won a tight one. So I think winning a tight one and feeling confident in winning tight games made us pretty confident going into States. Obviously,
I think like Breakaway was billing it as, the most anticipated and, what was going to be like the most exciting and best state championship in history of Pennsylvania state championships. And I think, too, that hype kind of sparked us to really go into the game full throttle as well.
I remember our student section at the Spectrum was unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that too. It was crazy.
I don't remember that game really, but I remember our student section after. They were all in white, right?
Yeah.
White out.
We've probably got a picture out there of like us with our Flyers Cup picture in front of the student section.
Yeah.
Like Bob, that game was against Ghost, and I think it was 3-1. I could be wrong, boys, but like 3 or 4-1, something like that, right?
3-2, I think.
3-2, I believe. Yeah.
And I'm sure this Pine-Richland team was much more skilled than Holy Ghost, but the rivalry between us and Ghost was so intense. We had lost them the year before, so it was a much more tense game all around, right? So like,
I agree.
That was the game that that was the hump to get over.
They knew us too, right? Like we'd seen each other. Everybody was very familiar with each other between those two teams.
Yeah.
Yep. And they spent like 2 periods with a cherry picker.
They just stood at the far blue line, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And I think the game-winning goal for us was, I think Schmitty like tripped someone behind the net and popped the puck out front, or someone tripped someone behind the net.
Schmitty with a great trip and the puck right in my
Yeah.
The old trip assist, yeah. So.
I think I only let up one
Good thing we didn't have these racks.
Schmitty,
Huh?
you had the game-winning goal in the Flyers Cup too.
I did.
Not a big deal, huh?
Not a big deal.
Did you put that on your resume? 2 game-winning goals back to back.
I think the one thing that was cool about this team too, Bob, I think somebody had mentioned it earlier that we played together. A lot of us played together on a travel team the same year.
That was a hook.
Yeah. So while we were playing for LaSalle, practicing for LaSalle, we also were playing travel hockey together, and that team finished 3rd in the country, losing to Shattuck St. Mary's. And I believe Derek Stepan scored that game-winning goal on you to close us out there, right?
Tell you what, we've had some names dropped on this one. That's good
Derek
stuff.
Stepan scored on me, yeah.
Come on, Dan.
We'll forgive that one, Dan.
Be better than Derek Stepan, Dan.
Didn't we beat Mid-Fairfield in that tournament? I mean, they had Cam Atkinson, they had like Lee Maffey and Paul. They had they had a lot of like big names at the time. I'm pretty sure. If we looked that roster up,
you guys probably played against Palmieri that year, right?
They lost to Dallas.
Right.
I buried that kid.
Dallas.
Yeah, see that?
NHL player too, but they beat Mid-Fairfield, so we didn't have to play Mid-Fairfield.
Something like that. Something like that. Sorry.
I thought we beat the Phantom Fireworks or whatever.
Yeah.
We beat them in the quarters, yeah.
Someone took that slap shot, hit right off my ass, and went in the net.
That was me, right off Ross's butt.
I played for the Phantom Fireworks. Not a big deal. Well, they were called the Phantoms, but whatever.
Ross, I remember that goal, buddy.
Yep, right off my ass.
Great celebration.
Oh, the old cheeks, eh, Rossi? Logistical problem, huh? Hey, did they say I feel like there was a quote in this game that was that the announcer said. He said like they rolled through here like a tornado in a trailer park or something. I always remember our parents saying that. Did I miss it?
No, it was in the newspaper.
Yeah, I think it was the newspaper afterwards.
Oh, it was the newspaper? Oh.
Great
My
quote.
dad loves that quote, though, Burke. Loves
My
it.
dad said it too. He said it like 50 times. You guys rolled through there like a tornado in a trailer park. Tough quote, but. Snoop, that was bar down. Who scored 9?
No. Look at him. That was before he was a goal scorer.
Who scored the 9th goal?
Yeah, wait. I want to hear about this you becoming a goal scorer thing, Snoop.
yeah. What's this story?
Work in progress.
Snoopy, you played, though, for what, 3 years on the top team?
I was like 3.5. My freshman year, I started at AA, and then I moved up.
That's pretty good, man. Not a lot of guys do that at LaSalle.
Not unless you're Ross Dent or you're varsity athlete.
Ross Donzi.
True.
Did we play AC Ducey before this game?
Probably.
Where do we? I never forget. Where were we up in Rhode Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, too, Kyle broke the world record for eating the bananas. I stand by. He beat it.
Well, I was not impressed by that.
No, not at all.
What's this now?
To break the world record for eating 3 bananas in a minute, I believe it was.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and I got pretty close.
It. Kyle beat it. I swear to this day he beat it.
Do it now. Do it now.
I think somebody showed Wally a video, and he was less than impressed, Bob.
He was disgusted.
Yeah. The things you do to keep yourself entertained on the road was good times.
Well, so the other thing that I'd like to get to as well is the fact that some of you guys are in coaching now. So from playing to coaching, I know, at minimum TJ and Kyle coaching the Drexel team that I broadcast for. And well, there you go. One more. Sorry, boys.
That is up.
Hey, Ross. I better got an apple on that.
Ross scoring the important goals.
That's why I asked.
Look at that hook that Ross has. Look at that hook.
That Geico insurance, Ross.
We also got Coach Tice. Don't forget about Coach Ryan over there.
Oh, yeah.
16 minutes.
It's a shame we couldn't have scored 10. Oh,
10
I
would
got
have
an
looked
apple.
good.
Sorry, Bob.
No, but so getting into coaching, I mean, anything, I guess, good, bad, and indifferent that you guys have done while you were players that would make you cringe as a coach if one of your players did it.
I mean, honestly, anybody on this team, I would be happy to have at Drexel, right? These guys are just well coached, good hockey players. So I still try to talk to Wally here and again, and see if he has any guys looking to go that route. But yeah, this was just an incredible hockey team. So there's nothing but good things to say about it. T?
Yeah, I think one thing that I would relate from watching, just how I played in general, watching myself play now, is just I coach Drexel with Kyle, and Kyle will always look at me if one of the defensemen shoots the puck and gets it blocked or can't get it through. He's like, they got to get it through. And I'm just like, it's not easy, man. I think about the way that every shot I took would get blocked, and I'm like, I am not the guy that's going to coach these defensemen on how to get the puck through. I can teach them some other things, but that's not my place. I don't know. As I watch myself, I'm just like, yeah, it's not easy to do. Tyson's coach as well, yeah.
Yeah. I think the
Coach Ryan.
I think
Ryan, let's hear it, buddy.
The biggest thing is that we would never, ever, and I'm just relating to kids I'm coaching because times have changed big time. And, a lot of the kids I'm coaching now, they think they're entitled to everything, but they really don't know the reality. And I think one thing that I see kids do nowadays is they talk back to the coach, and I don't think for 1 second anybody on this chat ever talked back to Wally once.
No. Cruz tried to do it his freshman year, but Wally shut that down pretty quick.
That is correct, guys.
That's just a testament to Wally, and it is hard. It is hard. So you try to put yourself in these kids' shoes, and they don't quite understand some things, and that's a big part of what you have to teach when you're coaching.
Is that story shareable, by the way?
No.
Yeah, Schmoop was here.
Yeah, he was off the team in 2 weeks.
I just remember Cruz was in the locker room after the game, and Wally said something to him, and then Cruz said something back, and then Wally just chewed him out.
Vein popped up in his head.
And when you saw that, you knew you messed up.
I'm happy to say Bruce's name now.
I don't think it was this team, but you remember the one practice Wally skated us for literally an hour and 30 minutes straight?
Ross, this team, we did 3-on-3 scrimmage every game, every practice.
For 30 minutes. For 30 minutes and then off.
We did nothing.
It was the year before that, Ross, though, and Pine was beating some of the players in the sprints.
I remember that.
I wasn't moving fast.
What about you, Wallen? Barry, from a coaching perspective, anything? I know you're in the game up there.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at this, I noticed how hard we tracked back. I think Schmitty said it before, we worked so hard back to get the puck. And I'm hoping to get into coaching, but I run a skills camp up here, and watching this, we're 15 through 18, and it's pretty impressive how well we skated and how well we moved the puck when I look back at it now.
A lot of that is owed to Wally with tracking. I think back to that, what's that drill where we do all four corners, one guy comes up and loops in and goes one-on-one, then you blow the whistle and two guys skate back, and you just go back check essentially on a guy while two other guys come out.
Worst drill in the league.
It's the worst. Every practice, we skated hard to get back because we were used to it. And if we didn't do it the right way, Wally would make us do it more. So we did it the right way.
Or we would just get on the line and skate anyways.
That drill was worse.
I feel like this team and this season was kind of the culmination of 2 or 3 years of getting our asses kicked, and then
I think we got
finally paying off. And then this year was smooth sailing and pretty low key, like Burkle was saying.
We got bagged so many times before this, we didn't deserve to get bagged anymore.
Exactly.
We couldn't.
Got a minute left on the film here. The boys are starting to get riled up.
You got 1 minute left?
I think so.
Yeah. 1 minute remaining.
All right, Juan. In the game?
Yeah, in the game.
Yeah, in the game.
I was going to say, how am I 6 minutes behind you guys?
Sorry, bro.
Well,
We're winding down.
What's the feeling like, guys?
My
What's
thing
the feeling
stopped
like?
for like 2 seconds, but
I think, Bob, in a lot of ways, like, it was obviously super exciting, but I think we knew we were going to win for a good amount of time, that it was almost magic in a way.
I agree.
Snoozer.
This guy's trying to bully people right now.
I remember, weren't we like joking around in the locker room in between periods or something, and Wally freaked out at us?
Oh, yeah.
Because I think Wally just didn't even know what to do.
Yeah.
We were winning 7-1.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not over.
I think he
7-0.
came in and said, "The game's not over yet, guys."
Dan was in the corner pouting because he had just given up a goal.
I was so pissed. Meanwhile,
I think that was my fault. I think I said to someone on the bench, like, "Oh, Dan's playing really well," and then they scored 5 seconds later.
What a game by
I can
Gabe.
verify that. I remember that.
Yeah. That's
Shutout.
Locking it down.
Hunter, Gabe posted a shutout.
Something Pine could manage.
Not a big deal.
Gallagher celebrated less for the state championship than I did for my goal. It's just like tapping people.
Facts.
I think at this point, like, we didn't even celebrate that hard in general. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
We didn't even shed our mitts or anything.
Other teams, they're like throwing their sticks in the air.
Ross didn't shave his hair either. I let it be known. Just all that.
Look at all of our bald heads.
Not Ryan. Look, they're zooming in on Ryan's hair. Look at the flow. Pat didn't shave his hair. Gabe, no. Ross, no.
Yeah, what's up, Varley?
You didn't buy in.
Bud, does Wally still have that black pea coat, or did he upgrade to a new jacket? You're on mute, Bud. Bud, you're muted.
Nah, he has the little Sal jacket now. He wears that.
Ah, okay, that's nice.
A little fancier now.
Yeah, they're real nice, the jackets. So
Still Skull Mint, though, right?
what's that?
Skull Mint still, though.
Yeah.
Comment. Yeah, those pants are baggy, boys. I'll give you that.
Baggy.
Baggy and the T-blades to top it off.
Yeah, it's a tough look. That's why I went D1 club.
Nothing wrong with some T-blades, Kyle.
Yeah, but Schmitty was baggy and he had T-blades.
Not as baggy.
True, he wasn't as baggy. He was a little right.
A little
I
tighter.
think he kept the Velcro closed on the bottom, but he left the zippers up.
To think that was all it was.
You believe that?
Bert, you wore Northwood gloves the entire season. They didn't even match our LaSalle blue.
Wrong. Actually, the year before, Buds, I won those gloves at the national championship with the junior Flyers, and then I told him I wasn't coming back to them, and I went back to the Minutemen and then played for LaSalle with the same gloves.
Ah.
Good story.
I won the whole team. I won the whole team blue and white
Phenomenal
gloves.
story.
And they were a black and orange team.
Huh.
I got to choose everyone's colors, so I chose blue and white because I wasn't going back there. And then everyone got blue and white gloves, and I got those. Well,
Wait, what?
Okay, you want me to tell you a story? So we went to nationals. When I was playing for the junior Flyers, I went to nationals, and I was in the skills competition. And whatever event, I don't even know what I was doing. I won it, and my winnings were like a pair of gloves for the entire team. But I chose the coloring of the gloves, and everyone got the exact same colors. So I knew I wasn't going to play for the junior Flyers again, and I knew I was
Lose
going
my
back.
mind if you keep talking.
We understand. I think we got you, Bert. Well, someone said, "What are you talking about?" So I chose blue and white.
Going out here, boys. The cup's going out.
There it is.
Oh yeah.
Remember that guy who had the white gloves? He took the cup away from us as soon as we got off the ice.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Really?
Look at Brother James. He was the man.
Yeah, Brother James. That was our homeroom teacher, yeah. Rest in peace, Brother James.
Gallagher, you were there too.
And Pat, yeah. Pat sat in front of him, yeah. Schmitty, look at you. We can Pat out.
I did not leave that on you right away.
That was my senior homeroom too.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I have this exact picture framed.
Yeah, I have a picture of this as well.
Do you? Send it to me.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's that.
Can you send it to
I
me?
just send it.
There it is.
Wow, that was cool. I haven't watched that.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was awesome, Bob.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun, guys. What was it like to go back and relive it?
It was a lot closer than I thought the game was for a while.
I agree.
I think
penalties than I would have ever thought.
Was it 12? Was that 12 years?
Being
Yeah,
able to
that's the
watch
biggest
that for
thing.
the first time with a lot of guys I haven't seen in years was pretty cool. So appreciate you putting this together.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Relive it and also see some faces that we haven't seen in a while. So definitely appreciate the experience.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. It was awesome.
The first time I seen it in 12 years.
That's great. No, and that's why we're doing this. You know,
I knew nothing about the game. That's why I knew nothing except the final score. That was literally it.
So break it down for me then. What'd you see out there? I know you're 6 minutes behind at one point, but
I texted our group chat. And I asked him, did I score any goals, maybe get an assist in this game? I honestly had no idea. I only knew the final score.
Did I have some turnovers?
I felt like, but like everybody was saying though, it was like I thought the game was way out of hand earlier than it was, because they only remember the quote, like Zoldy said, like his dad is his favorite quote. You know, we rolled through him like a tornado in a trailer park. Like that was the only quote that I could remember. So I felt like the game was I felt like it was 7-1 after the first, but it was actually after the second, which I mean is still out of hand, but still.
yeah, as dominating as you'll ever see in a game like that. Coach Bud, before we get out of here, what's your takeaway? What do you remember most, and what stands out as you reflect and watch again?
Like the boys said, Wally had them always prepared to play. If I remember correctly, was this the game that we went to the dinner the night before?
Yeah.
You guys, and remember their coach got up and said they haven't met, Pine-Richland yet? Well, you guys put a show on for them. That's, you just did that. It was
That's awesome.
Their coach said that?
Yeah, at the dinner. You guys did a great job, and it was great being with you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Good
Bud.
Thanks
stuff,
for everything,
guys.
Bub.
Good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
That's all you guys. So hopefully we can get together soon.
Alumni game soon.
That'd be awesome.
See you, Wissahickon, Ross, and put you through the boards.
I'm not skating. I'll sit on the bench. I'll open the door for you, Bert.
I'll tie your skate for you.
All right, boys. Well,
Bob, you have anything in closing? Yeah.
Nothing much. Just that this was an unbelievable experience. The final product will be great. Certainly the product you put on the ice is a big part of that. But I appreciate the banter as well. A lot uncovered about the 2008 LaSalle College High School hockey team that won the state championship. Many thanks to all these guys. Really a great time, guys.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
Everybody
Thanks,
stay
Bob.
safe, guys. It's great seeing you.
See you in 12 years.
Bob, thanks, guys.
This has been LaSalle Legends. Have a good night, everyone.
See ya. You too.
Thanks, Bob.